known for is a raise. It's not something he's necessarily playing right now, but they have a lot of options. Either way, Alfajer will be the one leading the charge, taking that space alongside kaajak. Post plant is always where FNATIC have thrived, and they will get that almost immediately.
It's locked in, and it's Gentlemate's choice of where they want to take this. 4 players towards the spawn, and it's Minny. On his way, wrapping around. He'll be contesting with Boaster. Boaster is still able to sit in this position. There'll be stars online late, and so the time is very much an issue. You can't allow them to run that clock down lower, but as they go for the fights, they lose everything with both.
I think back to their defensive side, Teo, it was fantastic. Like, you had constant delay, constant pauses for teams getting that plant down. The problem is the attack, it just didn't work out for them. They weren't able to sort of find the gaps, and BBL were pushing them so aggressively.
That is correct. Now, Chronicle's had some crazy games. He's going to need a crazy round by the looks of things. Alfajer's lost his life in mid immediately. And it looks like a quick adaptation. The stun on the back of the drone's contact, but paranoia to slow. Zyppan spots some time, has a smoke, gives himself that little angle, knows the first is a decoy, steps on his right. He's not heard them though, kaajak. Able to swing through and take the kill for free. A 4v4 with the A-site plant seemingly guaranteed at this point. The smokes up top will keep mates back, and still 2 players in mid. They'll want to group up. Oh, that could have been a disaster.
Looking to get into that after bomb.
Spike planted.
So we'll eventually have... There's been a couple of opportunities here, but in the end it's Boaster to put the advantage with that attack side. kaajak still aggressive, dancing perfectly around the bullets. The drone will spot out where he is, but it doesn't seem to matter. He's so patient with it, doesn't panic in any of these scenarios. While the panic has set in for Gentlemates, realizing that holding onto these guns is far more important than anything else.
I have 3 players alive, lose it, it's a different story. And they may be in for a lesson in that department. kaajak immediately on his way to the site. A second flash in his hands, and Zyppan's being stunned up. Now here comes kaajak, but the Shrouded Step, it has saved Zyppan from inevitable doom at the hands of the shorty. FNATIC are denied an opening pick.
Even still, they're right back into that same post bomb. As said, like, this was one of the things that was tougher, was just getting into those sites. They have succeeded every single round in getting into a post plant scenario. All of them looking to try and build up from the corner. There's a crossfire holding. They're trying to clear out, but will they expect a second? No, they won't. kaajak with a clean double. And look at those post plant players already just sitting back. The aggressive work has been done. Now they have to try and clear out all of the, well, the classic FNATIC, the rap FNATIC, sat back with every single piece of utility you could ever desire. And if that's not enough, you got Chronicle with an op.
Yes, well, they can still carry those rifles. The Heretics roster back then was incredible. But,
better aimers, I'd say.
They were better aimers, let me tell you. But
this is crazy. They're walking into the A site again.
No way! The idea from FNATIC to go A, I mean, it's been such a strong hold for Mates every single time. Mates have left it open. They're playing for the retake this time, much more consciously. Alpha spotted that. Blood in the water, but he backs out. The drone sent him scared.
Oh, kaajak scared though! He pop flashes himself in and takes 2 down. They're not even getting out of their own spawn at this stage. Finally, they've managed to at least take down the double duelist, but as said, you get rid of the double duelist.
1 enemy remaining.
I'm sorry, what?
Say for the Gentlemates fans. And there was a game on Ascent where they just went, let's go B every round. They just ran B.
You better watch out, they're going A again.
They're doing it.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm gonna have to cut you off. They're running into the A site.
We've never seen this before.
Yeah, we haven't seen this yet. There is a push coming through mid though. More aggressively from that defense. Now Boaster, does he catch
There's no way.
It's gonna be down to timing. 3 players are managing
They're looking
to
for him.
potentially bypass him.
No.
He doesn't catch them, and he's missed them. He's missed them just about. He's still wrapping in from behind, but it seems like he's given the information over to the rest of the team. Zyppan now has, well, he thought he had them boxed, but instead, he was the one trapped in. And in fact, utility being expended, but Alfajer to go over the top. You thought the FNATIC were trapped. It turns out it was the other side that was trapped. Finally,
Over here, Tom. I don't see a killjoy. We're all good.
No, it was Cypher on that one.
Oh, wait, it was the Cypher restart. Oh, it was the Camp Breeze, yes.
Well, okay. Opening
we go.
pick has gone their way. Boaster is venturing way too far from the nest. He's got to be careful.
That's not the spawn, Boaster!
He's just walked through. He's just walked through. kaajak has walked through.
What?
Yeah, that's not a decoy. That is actually kaajak. He is on the top of the site. He's going to take down 2. He still doesn't realize that Minnie's at the front. This is a
30 seconds
very
left.
weird round. Oh, Alfajer is just
spike.
pulling out style points. He's going to get a plant down on the A site again if he wants to. Guys,
Will this be the first A site plant we've seen, Tom?
I'll have to ask Kukuka for the stats.
We'll have to get the stats up after the game. 10 seconds.
seconds.
Run it back hasn't come back online.
We need them back to figure it out.
Spike planted.
Okay, both going up rope, both into heaven, sticking it together. From Mate's perspective, they're doing the right thing. They've grouped up, they're making the retake. They've already made it to the spike, but the problem here, man, you're certain that this squad is on the other side. You're certain that they're playing this towards main, and in fact, they're not. There we go. They've denied Cadaver the defuse, and Click assumes Boaster must be in. It's a bit of a different vibe here. I have to be honest with you. Big push coming out from Mates. They get one, and Chronicle shows us the same face he's brought to that stage all month long. 11th round seeming certain with the Blade Storm online yet again, but it won't find its mark. Zyppan steps up, 25 HP. RobbieBk's in there. Mates, finally, it seems, have found the solution. Now, the last guy, they might suspect this. He's in the spawn. Actually, Cadaver just heard him.
It's for the flawless game, Mitch. He still hasn't died. A 1v2 for Boaster. The team wouldn't know that the spike was there. But that has both things have occurred. And now Boaster has ended up in a scenario where he can look to keep the perfect game alive. A 1 versus 2, a very obscure angle to take. So whether or not the first person checks it on the way in, he's also going to hear the door being broken as well. There's a very real chance.
Mates seem to be on their way to their first round victory. And it's Boaster, not a death on the board, who stands in their way. 2 players, Cadaver and RobbieBk, they've cleaned up so far. Defuse has started, wild spam from Boaster, and he hasn't stopped it. Gravwell goes into play. That's bought him at least a little bit more time. It's ticking fast, and Cadaver's down. It's just one who stands in his way, and no more! Boaster!
From Boaster, 11-0. And well, guess what? They've got the dimensional drift. Now, I am looking at Alfajer on the other side of the map. But that spike is still heading their way in. Zyppan's had enough. He's put kaajak in the dirt, and actually, the defensive side are pushing up middle. There's a chance they catch the players with the spike, but Boaster, his timing will be utterly perfect. He's been blinded by the flash, though. And it could be the Gentle Mates are going to shut them down in the final round of the half.
Oh, hell, it is a lifeline, a single lifeline, if they can convert it. Already, the first man has fallen. The op of Alfajer, though, flanked out by Cadaver, leaves Boaster. He's in the spawn, and it might be his first death of the half. In fact, it looks like it will be. They have... Correct, I suppose. Will it be here?
Kaajak. Tank desperately low. He was an absolute menace in that previous map.
Scanning ahead.
They definitely gained when it came to the attack side with this comp, but we have to wait and see how much they've lost. The only thing, I'll be honest, like obviously the scoreline's horrific, but I would gamble on Alfajer and kaajak alone winning them at least a round or 2. Like, they have been so fierce, and on this defensive side, they're literally pushing around together on that flank, and no Boasters to stand in their way.
This push up. It's a bait for Minny. They were expecting it as well. Chronicle wise to those tricks, but Minny still able to double up, and a string of kills for Mates. That must be the most...
Who's next?
Ult used gate crash to gain space. Minny's already spotted one, looking for the site clear though, and there it is. One spotted up there. Second gate crash put out so he can claim some space. And in fact, the space is given up, but kaajak will not have an easy run of it. Minny shredding him. Cadaver with another. That's Chronicle down in middle, making these rotations a little bit more strenuous for this squad. Alpha and crashies have to peek it together. That you've got something.
Sure
you're an RIT.
Something that bold.
It is. You know, look, I'm really going out there. Not sure you needed to.
Give them the opportunity to end the game themselves, and while kaajak may just have to opt to get out of there on this one.
He's sticking around. Doesn't look to be deterred. Damage done, but no kill. Click still alive. And Minny from afar claiming that they're ready for Boaster, but he's still able to land at least the one and get out alive. That's put things back to equal footing. A late play from Zyppan. It's about to be spotted. Alpha steps in. What a reaction. Wonderful shot, and the advantage now for the defenders. RobbieBk takes note of that, and they don't want to sit back anymore. It's time to get aggressive and bring the fight to their opponents, but now backing off a little bit. They didn't see the contact they wanted, and the time starting to tick. Backside control by 2. There's utility on its way. Click has to cover the cross, and he will not find anything. Big swing from Kadavra. He's good for 1, but another big play needed. He's already picked up 2, but around the back comes Chronicle.
Maybe going to be used early?
I think when they're this direct, yeah, very, very likely. Reveal first, just to try to grab that extra information for placement. They haven't spotted anyone, and kaajak was in the smoke, waiting for Minny to take that great gate crash. A great read, indeed. 12-5. And FNATIC have the advantage, not just in rounds, but in players. They can wait now for the whole unit to be here. Click has managed to sneak himself up close, though.
Nowhere to run.
He's got support.
The Hunter's Fury sent through to disrupt, but it's kaajak again. Still keeping them in that lead. And now RobbieBk, the leader, to try and hold on. Going to utilize the... Has had its strength shown in the past already. Alfajer is looking for that.
Haven't seen the half of it yet. Chronicle's breach has been terrifying, but it's the stun on the other side that does the damage. crashies caught in the open. Free kill for Click. The squad falls back. Both players who pushed main now on the site looking to maintain control of Heaven. There is a trap wire. Click seems to want to peek ahead of it, at least confirming that there are still players on this side of the map, and well, that's to stop them blast packing into that position, of course. A very calculated grenade. Dodging the stun, though, is Minny. And a wonderful follow-up with 2 quick headshots. This round may just be put to bed by that.
Last player standing.
Already Alfajer now dropped and it's left onto Boaster. Very good buy coming up alongside it. Deep smoke being utilized. Kajak's gonna play above. And well, the quick reactions of the duelists, but there's a trade. It was a pinch on that side of the map. Kajak's now got a gamble based off teammates' information where he can retreat to. Minny, however, has doubled back around, managing to put this into a 3v3 scenario, and the space has not been garnered by FNATIC.
Yeah, this is better for them, though. They got Orban, went back, and Zyppan just made steps. I thought they heard it. It looked like they did, but it certainly seems like they didn't. No idea there was a man there, and now a flash popped around the corner into his own utility. It was a nice play, but it hasn't worked out. Problem here, though, is FNATIC are split now. If crashies runs, might make it, but they're going to be just around the corner. They don't know he's legging it. So they don't chase, they don't catch up until it's just a little bit too late. They come swinging around the corner, nobody's home. And it seems obvious now that it's a B hit. This is the worst part about the false information they've just gotten. Having come from the A side, they're going to walk all the way up. And they're going to think, oh, they haven't planted yet. We're going to get here just in time to interrupt it.
30 seconds left.
Well, they're about to realize that they've made a little bit of an oopsie. And that might be very costly, especially with the nade still online for kaajak, especially with full utility for crashies.
The open plant. It's just a position that they can get where they could realistically be anywhere in this post. They haven't had to play it safe. Still, though, a seize, a haunt, and a Molotov and a smoke. There's still utility for mates as well.
And it's the drone from main. You're telegraphed that these players, at least one is inside main. Probably the Raze is going to be with you, right? Let's reveal. They could be on the site. They do check sand, but kaajak gets 1, runs down the clock. 2 shock darts for crashies. The first already lands. It's a danger. It's a threat. Robbie's healthy enough. He's waiting for the peak. He's waiting for that extra shock dart for crashies to go swinging, but crashies is confident that he's taken him off the spike. crashies playing it to perfection. Boaster, he runs back. He's faking the rotation away, taking the rope to his teammates. Those smokes not online just yet, though. Not up top, at least. It gives Zyppan an angle, but it's RobbieBk who shuts down the first leg of the push. Now they get close to the door, wanting to fight in and catch Boaster as he sprays back through the door. He's not expecting that much aggression. A 3v5 now for FNATIC, and crashies is looking for some kills.
Alpha's managed to bring back 1. 2 players isolated to the site. Chronicle gets another. No opportunity for trades. These are 1v1 fights. They're handing them to those individuals on FNATIC, and you better believe they're going to win them.
Find you.
From a huge advantage down to a 2 versus 2. They know where Alfajer is, but Chronicle manages to sneak his way forward into a close corner, an off angle, but it's
One
expected.
enemy
Even
remaining.
still, Alpha's landed. Another shot again!
On their way to the north side crunch. 5 players coming into position. Chronicle, well, he stands alone. His team has left. They've taken the rope to the other side of the map, and they might even make it to the A site before mates get back there. But mates, happy enough with that. Man advantage. They did use the orbital strike for limited gain. Other than that, clean start.
It's a spot, though, that they haven't been able to hold on to much. Like, this dish retake definitely makes things more difficult from FNATIC. They'd have to plan for where they're going to play that post spawn. In fact, even trying to get a bit more aggressive in towards the spawn. That hasn't worked out for them. I don't think Boaster's long for this world in any stance. And while it now comes down to kaajak and crashies, but even getting the plant in without having any control, it's just not possible.
Door opens as well. You still know they're towards main, and now boxed in with Minny locking in the south side rotation. There's nowhere to take this for free. A battle up against at least 2 players wherever they take it. 30 seconds on the
30
clock.
seconds
kaajak
left.
wants to go to spawn. Crashies going the other way. kaajak needs to win these duels. That's the spike. That would be the round. 20 seconds now as they thin out the herd a bit, but Crashies, he's left out in no man's land. If he finds value, this could turn the tide of the round. But if he goes down, it's done. A showstopper and a Hunter's Fury. Plenty to help them out in the late round. Only 1 player spotted by that ult. Now alarm bells are ringing. Where's that second player? They're looking for him. Will they check the right angle, though? The nade puts pressure on. Brings Kata to the open. They've heard the shot. The showstopper! It lands! Zyppan's down! And damage is being done to Minny. This round should have been impossible. There was no question of which way it would go, but somehow we're here with kaajak. 4 kills on the board, and mates, they're not even gonna go for it. Minny's out of here. He doesn't want to give the ace away, but they've given the damn round away. kaajak and crashies, A main. They did it before. They did it before in a post plan, but this is outrageous.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The investment and the return upon it, mind-boggling. And there it is. Boaster's on the board.
Back
He's
in
got his
spawn.
first kill in the spawn. What a shot. Now they move to the site slightly stacked up, though. Some utility waiting. Minny's in a bit of trouble. They know he's here. They're right up on him. Crashies, Alpha showing up, leaving Kadabra to grasp at straws. That's 2 and almost a 3rd. That was very close indeed, but not close enough. Because despite that big performance, that's the only performance that mates have had in this round. Other than
5
that,
in a row for Gentlemates or FNATIC. One of these teams is out of kickoff. Gentlemates took a map off best team in EMEA and Heretics. And while Boaster, he's now under serious pressure. Again, we've talked about this aggression. This is what had the success for the defense, and Kadabra is going to give them that advantage. Chronicle even swinging back in, and it looked like a chance, but they have been slaughtered. Mention a 1v5.
no quarter to Gentlemates, the B side under threat.
They still have Orbital Strike and Hunter's Fury, so they can use one of those to clear out some of the more dangerous angles. Well, that was dangerous for Alfajer. There is that clear. Actually comes through from the defensive side, and already Click is going to go down. This leaves Minny in a very awkward position, and in fact, they've had to fall back at least a little bit. Maybe not enough, as kaajak is cleaning up.
Yeah, those smokes as well. That's where they had to fall back into, so it leaves 1 guy out in the open. Easy punish for FNATIC. Orbital Strike used. It's not going to be on point. Kadabra is still ready to take that ground and hold it with both hands. It's Boaster alone against 2. Spike down on the site, 50 seconds. He's got the time. And RobbieBk speaking. He's given the chance away. On the mini-map, it might have looked like an easy trade, but Kadabra was
Boaster's going to be tough. He's going to walk straight into his opponent. Kadabra with the putt.
But right now, it's just slightly delayed into a shift walk contact that they continue. Even after, I thought they were going to go back.
Oh, that's the thing. That's where the success has come from Gentlemates, is these aggressive takes. The only problem is not having that ability to escape. They don't want to at this point. The stun from Zyppan. We mentioned that role swap. He has been doing work, putting that utility into play. With a Rolling Thunder now available, him staying alive is important. He's got to be careful that he doesn't miss the timing. They are looking to swing in behind him. It's actually his teammate that loses his life.
Kajak's gotten himself a double. This is FNATIC in the lead now, just 5 health on Kayak with the
He got naded out.
Robbie's down below with nowhere to go. Showstopper was even fired in for security. Not quite needed. Minny's the utility is there from Zyppan as well, waiting to pop that stun. They suspect that players could be close to the door. The stun goes through, the flash is perfect, and Click. No, it's actually the stun now, but it doesn't matter. Click's not using any of that utility. He's just firing on all cylinders. That's a quick double before he gets taken out. Alfajer, revealed, forced back, flashed, everything's coming his way. A Prowler on him, and it's caught him too. Can't see a damn thing, and he'll eventually be put to bed. A bombardment of utility comes out of Gentlemates, and that gets them north side control. With Main having been stalled out, it's not really anywhere from FNATIC's perspective to go with this. It's a 2v4, Tom. Mates shouldn't lose this.
No. We've seen
30
that already.
seconds left.
They'll have an early warning system of that Cypher utility. I think Chronicle just moments ago faked out the sound on the door to try and bait players into believing that they were still around this area. That's all that they needed, though. A player walking in, the camera's still there for Minny, so they have
10 seconds
pretty much
left.
everything they need,
Last
other than the
player
advanced
standing.
position of Boaster, but that's going to be caught as well. Chronicle now in a 1v4. We've already seen a multitude of clutches going in FNATIC's direction, but this would have to be the best of them, and not really a lot of space for him to deal anything. Even with an aftershock in hand, he can't get back past that trip and just has to give up the round. It will be another, but it could be a ruse. So it hasn't pulled a full rotation just yet. The defense have a lot in terms of their ultimates, though. Both committed, but it doesn't matter. Alfajer is quicker on the trigger.
30 seconds
The only
left.
problem now is that timer. 25 seconds to make their way onto the site. The defense has fully rotated in, but the nade should deny any potential for aggression. That post plant will be had, and as said, that's always where FNATIC are the most fierce.
That it is. Kajak's up close this time, though. Well, never mind. That's not a problem at all. In fact, it's a problem for Gentlemates. Molly forces them forward into Boaster. Already we're seeing aggression from FNATIC. Maybe the defense, but a bit of attack never hurt anybody. Oh my word! Alfajer! My eyes are glued to the map, seeing Kajak flank with 2 players, thinking that's going to change the round, but Jesus, relax, man. There's the flank, yeah, nice shots. Let's see what else Alpha's got in the chamber.
I believe he might be the only man we need to watch at this stage. Nonetheless, some aggression.
There he goes.
It's another one for Alpha. Well, Kajak's going to put it to bed.
Right here to start the second half, and it's off the back of
Slow
that.
it down. Still not slow enough. Needs Heretics, but they haven't been able to take down any of the big guns. Looking at Alfajer also having a judge, and Kayak, he's looking to brawl.
That he is. He's lost his head for his trouble, though. Now mates come in, overwhelm the site, and Chronicle is out relatively scot-free. That's not an ideal place to go for the reload. Boaster's got heaven control. Molly to stop them re-aggressing and buy some time so he can stay in heaven while his teammates get ready for this retake. Stun, probably what they're waiting for here on Chronicle. In fact, he's just going out. Chronicle's looking for a fight. Yeah, so Chronicle breach entry is what they were waiting for. He's fired the gun and the race is on, and it's over.
In map 2 as well. There needs to be a gear shift.
Well, the winner of this is going to fit.
Yeah, there's an aftershock there.
Yeah, just for you guys at home, you don't survive if you're inside the aftershock. So just
I want to
take
see his
note of that.
impression of that round.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get it with quite the same gusto.
Still, Kayak has a showstopper, and that, in essence, can be enough. There's one with a nade.
What?
I've seen this one before.
Yeah, and he had a lot less help.
Ooh, he was expected, but it doesn't matter. Still going to be able to find the kill. Trade back, showstopper has been used, and there's another one. It is falling apart once again. Minny now left to try and clutch this one out, but they know where he is. Already utility being sent through, but the defuse has been stopped. Unable to hold on to it, at least for now, continuing to just try and spam on, but already Tahabi needs some kills, and Kayak, who gets it?
Looked weak before, but in this matchup, it was flawless.
He thought it was a gap.
Performing players here in kickoff. Fluorescent was looking fantastic. It's a team that's certainly not pulled any punches, but when it matters, Seems that the shots land on their chin. FNATIC not looking to be eliminated, not looking to give Gentle Mates the start of their own legacy. Rolling Thunder put through. It's desperation for Mates. They used it for Sand, but FNATIC were far back waiting for this play to come in, whether it was the ult or some util. They stayed out of danger. Now the question is, can Mates capitalize on the little space that they got for a big ultimate, for the only ultimate that they've got to work with?
Now RobbieBk is one away. A plant would do. Or a kill would be nice. Chronicle's still within the sight. There's plenty of FNATIC players here, but he is stuck in the mud. You'd think he'd be dead by now, and finally Zyppan's managed to put him in his grave. And while everything seems to be going the way of that attack side, Alfajer was left as a lone defender on the other side of the map. Now, he is one off a tour de force. So in reality, he'll have an op next round no matter what. So he could give it a go.
He could. The risk of giving them the op, but swap over to the rifle. Reload as well. They certainly know where he is. The cam confirms it, and Kadavra puts
in their victory on split. From a worse scenario than this is so aggressive though. So aggressive round the edge of the cage, and maybe the round is right now. The third kill, well, it was yoinked by the IGL. That's the IGL tax. But how do you find a way back into this one? I'm looking at Kadavra. He needs another one.
What a round to do it in too, man. For Mates, that smoke is not making things easy. Peeking in, you can see nothing. They've got all the info, and, well, he did hit him. That's not a missed shot. Plex across the board.
Move very swiftly on. as swiftly on as I can. Here we go, kaajak. He is stealing the show! We said, does he have a round left in him? It turns out this is his game. His stage, and well, maybe even a little bit more. He's looking to send Gentle Mates packing. It's over. It's done.